So I'm honored to be joined by Oksana Ivanyuk. She is a Ukrainian. She's a journalist and a filmmaker. Oksana, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much for inviting me to your show.
What part of Ukraine are you in?
I'm in Kyiv right now, in the very center of Kyiv, actually.
So tell us about today. We've seen video of explosions and mortars and smoke and tanks and things like that. What has today been like?
Well, today is the second day of the full-scale war with Russia, and we woke up at 4 o'clock because of bombing. There were explosions around our district. And a couple of times during the day, there were sirens. So we had to go downstairs and meet people with kids, with pets, who were hiding in the underground parking lot. People were not particularly afraid because, we are living in the state of war with Russia for 8 years already. We just didn't expect it to be such a ruthless and open and shameless full-scale war. We were hoping for a diplomatic solution, of course. There is a lot of armory in Kyiv now. There are a lot of military vehicles, tanks, mainly Ukrainian forces, military forces, and part of Kyiv is surrounded by Russians. So Belarus let Russians go from the north, and they almost reached Kyiv. And there is a strategic object, an airport, a small airport on the very north of Kyiv, and there were huge fights there yesterday because it is strategically important for Russians because their planes, if they take that airport, their planes will go there with military troops.
Is there a fear that the Russian forces will take the capital, that they will literally be there in the center and people will be forced to flee or hide?
Well, actually, a lot of people left the city already. The city is almost empty. And not a lot of people are left, mainly those who join local troops and who fight.
But you're still there.
Well, somebody needs to meet them and say that they are not welcomed. Let it be.
Are you afraid?
Well, not really. I'm angry. I'm not afraid. Yes, we do expect that there will be bombing tonight. And we do expect that by the morning, there might be the danger of the situation will be increased significantly because there will be a fight this night. And there are not a lot of citizens left. Oh, sorry, these are my dogs.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah.
Beautiful dog. So as a little girl, as a young girl growing up in beautiful Ukraine, tough relationship with Russia, as you said, for many years. Did you ever imagine as a little girl that you would be talking about meeting Russian troops and being angry and having to deal with this in Kyiv?
Not at all. And, I've been living in Moscow for 5 years. I have a lot of friends there. I know a lot of people who are really intelligent and nice and educated. And I cannot imagine how they could be so brainwashed not to protest against their government.
They must be afraid.
Yes, but they're afraid for years and years. Russia is, it's not their first war. Moldova, Georgia, Syria, Lebanon, and people are doing nothing there in that country. So,
what is your concern when you think about Russian troops have now taken over Chernobyl? The world knows about Chernobyl, that terrible story, and now they have surrounded that. There are reports they have hostages there, workers. your thoughts about Chernobyl and the danger that poses?
I think that they will use it as a leverage in negotiations with West. With Germany, you know, if they blow it up, the cloud, the radiative cloud might go west. Yeah, so that might be the...
What would you like the United States to do? What should we be doing right now? What should the West be doing?
We need help. We are now on the front line in the war with Russia. And, you know, to fight Russia, it is a little bit too much for Ukraine. So let's do it together. We need weapons and we need some really serious sanctions. So ban Russia from SWIFT, provide Ukraine with lethal weapon, and we'll do the rest and cover our sky. Like,
are sanctions enough? We've been debating, are sanctions enough? Will that deter Putin?
Well, of course not. Well, you know, it just, you know, for these 8 years, it sounds like America and Germany, they just express their deep concerns and that's it. And, you know, imposing some sanctions on some random members of Russian government. Of course, it will not stop him. Look what's going on here in Kyiv.
I give you so much credit. You are there. You are strong. You are dedicated and committed to your beliefs. I can't wrap my head around what it must be like to be in a city that you love when troops are closing in and your life could change forever.
It does change. Yes, that's true. But what can we do? You know, if we don't do it, if I don't do it, if I don't stay here, and if I don't try to do everything I can to stop Putin, then there should be somebody else. But why that person would do it if I don't, right? So it's a personal decision that every one of us should make on a personal level.
Oksana Ivanyuk, a filmmaker and journalist in Kyiv, Ukraine. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you for your support.